Thank you for joining us. The final push for qualification for the FIFA World Cup Qatar 2022 starts right here for the last 10 nations from Africa still in the fight for one of those 5 lucrative places. You're joining us live in Douala, Cameroon, as the 7-time FIFA World Cup participants. Cameroon take on the 2019 African champions Algeria, 2 African heavyweights in an almighty battle over 2 matches in West Central Africa, and then in 4 days' time up to North Africa, up to the Stade Mustafa Chaka Stadium in Blida, where Algeria have never lost in the 40 matches that they played there. Well, the fight between the indomitable Lions and the Desert Foxes, well, it's expected to be grandiose. There is only going to be one winner in the outcome of this battle over 2 legs, which is the same scenario for the other 8 nations battling it out this evening and earlier today. A match that has already kicked off. I can tell you that, well, everybody is waiting with bated breath to see how their nations fare in the opening clashes of this 2-legged encounter that will either lead them to happiness and joy, or of course the disappointment of defeat. There has to be a winner, there has to be a loser, and I can tell you that this clash here, it is, well, one very fine encounter indeed, and we are certainly expecting some fireworks between these great nations of African football that have produced beautiful battles over the past, and we're expecting a little bit more of that out here today. A wonderful encounter indeed, and watched on by the dignitaries from these 2 nations, and of course from the African Football Confederation. And we'll get to see Roger Miller, I believe, one of the legends of football from Cameroon and from the FIFA World Cup from yesteryear. And I can tell you that we are all expecting an incredible encounter here today. And of course, with a return fixture in 4 days' time, there's a lot at stake here, but there's a lot of colour and there's a lot of partying as well in the stands. The music, the djembes, all of the fine musical instruments that they brandish in this part of the world. You will not, well, experience a moment of boredom at all, and hopefully it'll be the same scenario on the pitch. Well, the 5-time African winners, Cameroon, hosts for this opening clash. And of course, we saw the biggest competition in the continent hosted here in Douala and Yaoundé and across the country for the 2021 Africa Cup of Nations. That resulted in a victory for Senegal, the Lions of Teranga, who managed to beat the Pharaohs of Egypt to win their first ever title. Well, those matches took place in what this was one of the stadiums where those matches took place. And the interesting fact about this encounter is that the 2021 Africa Cup of Nations, well, it went a bit sour for the defending champions, Algeria, who won it in Egypt at the Cairo International Stadium. But they didn't manage to get out of the group stage in Cameroon, which was very disappointing for them, of course, which meant for a very difficult run-up coming into this competition. They did win the FIFA Arab Cup back in December, the inaugural FIFA Arab Cup, big battle that took place there against Tunisia, North African derby. But here today, it's a different encounter indeed, with Eric Choupo-Moting and his fellow teammates from the Lions, the indomitable Lions, clashing here today against the Desert Foxes. Some nice little moments between players who know each other very, very well. What an atmosphere we have here today. Electric, I think, is the right word to describe the 50,000 fans that we have here in this Jabouma Stadium in Douala. We're on the west coast of Cameroon, west of Yaoundé. And, well, it is a hotbed of football. And as you can imagine, this encounter, fever pitch, high octane, call it what you like. These fans will be jumping with joy and getting behind the indomitable Lions for this clash against the Desert Foxes. Don't know where it's going to go, but all we know is that Algeria finished bottom of the table in Group B here in Cameroon in the Africa Cup of Nations this year, after playing out a goalless draw with Sierra Leone, losing against Equatorial Guinea, and then a 3-1 loss to Ivory Coast. Time for the anthems, and then we'll take a look at the two teams.
The national anthem of Cameroon.
Well, we thought that the Africa Cup of Nations atmosphere was incredible. I think that we can most definitely agree that here today, this is massive. Samuel Eto'o, the president of the Cameroon Football Federation there, just greeting the Algerian dignitaries. And Rigobert Song, well, a legend who have from Cameroon football, of course, now in charge, having taken over from Antonio Conceição at the end of Cameroon's campaign, where they finished third, having lost to Egypt in the semi-finals after extra time and penalties. Big mission on his hands for his first encounter in charge of Cameroon. Gets your nation to the World Cup, that's all you've got to do. Let's have a look at the team, the hosts. Well, there's been a few changes, of course, forced changes, but Andre Frank Zambo Anguissa out injured, and Ngamalur also out injured. So Onana's the goalkeeper, with Ngadeu, Onana, Abubakar, the centre forward, of course, linking up with Choupo-Moting, Toko Ekambi, Hongla Gue, and Collins Fai, Ngadjui, Castelletto, the defenders. Big strong team there, and a few key players on the bench. Vincent Abubakar, one of the key players who will be leading up front. Joshua Bondo, the man in charge from Botswana. And Riyad Mahrez of Algeria, a key component in the Desert Foxes campaign to get themselves the right result. VAR, we got VAR tonight. Alejandro Jose Hernandez of Spain. Jose Luis Munera, also of Spain, who's the assistant VAR official. The Algerian team, a very strong team, but also a few changes. And with Bounedjah left out of the team, the Al Sadd striker, and the West Ham man Saïd Ben Rama, both left out. But Mboli, Ben Yada, Mandi, Ben Lamri, Ben Sabeni, the defenders, Zerouki, Ben Asser of AC Milan, and Bedram as well. Mahrez, Slimani now back at Sporting in Portugal, and a very important player, Youssef Belaili, now playing for Brest in Liga in France. Rigobert Song, his first game in charge, and a lot at stake for him. And that's the assistant to Jamel Belmadi, who's the man who's obviously trying to work his magic for the Desert Foxes, the 2019 Africa Cup of Nations winners, and winners of the FIFA Arab Cup last December. Seconds away from kickoff. And here we go, this is it. It's time for two clashes that will define and, well, put them on a path towards Qatar, or basically say, well, we're going to have to focus on the United States, Mexico, and Canada in 2026. Big battle on our hands today. Cameroon, Algeria, giants, of course, and teams that have plenty of experience in the FIFA World Cup. With Cameroon, who participated the most number of times, 7 times, and they managed to get to the quarterfinals. And well, just showing us what they're capable of doing. Remember 1994, Roger Miller, one of the players who produced those incredible goals that saw them just get knocked out, beaten by England, but providing us with some incredible football in 1994 in the United States. That was just extraordinary. A wonderful competition, and a chance for Choupo-Moting racing down that right side with Ben Lamri just getting in the way. And the ball picked up by Collins Fry. Fry enjoying his 50th cap out here today. Well, honestly, the atmosphere here. Youssef Belaili, a wonderful player, scored an extraordinary goal in the FIFA Arab Cup final against Tunisia. It saw them go on and win 2-1, literally from the halfway line. Quite extraordinary. This free kick will be taken by Torkoy Kambi. Been playing for Olympique Lyonnais since 2020. It's going to whip at this free kick into the penalty box, trying to get past. Oh, there was a good flashing header. And chance for Cameroon in the early stages of the game from the Belgian-based centre-back, Ngadjoui, also celebrating his 50th appearance for Cameroon. Well, I think if they can even get a draw from this encounter here in Cameroon, Algeria will be very happy indeed. Ray Simboli sending the ball up towards the front man. Here is Choupo-Moting. Oh, he's so good, isn't he? Vincent Aboubakar is working his magic well. Is a stolen ball, and that will be a free kick. He's knocked off his feet, coming in from the right-hand side. And there's a strong challenge going in. And Mr. Bondo going over to assess the situation. Well, that was Mandi going in for the challenge. Very strong challenge on Hongla. Two-footed tackle, going in very hard. Algeria looking to try and erase what happened in this very stadium, the Jaboma Stadium here in Douala. Back in January, it was not a good experience, something that we didn't expect from the Desert Foxes, but they lost their way in West Central Africa. There's a chance, long-range shot, going for a long-range shot, and why not? Mboli, well, just parries the ball away for a corner. And you can just understand, they really do have some sneaky tricks up their sleeve. Go for the shot, the goalie comes out thinking it's going to be floated over the top towards some of the forwards, including that man, Abu Bakr. A classy goal scorer himself, Toko Ekambi, taking the resulting corner. Cleared quite quickly before it even got anywhere near the danger zone. There's Tolo back over to the right-hand side to Toko Ekambi, picked up by Choupo-Moting, using his arms, maybe committing the foul, or it's going the other way, in fact. Taken quickly. And the ball passed over to the other side. Samuel Gouet. Here's Jean Onana, the 22-year-old. Plays in Ligue 1 for Bordeaux. Choupo-Moting. And a bit of frustration there, Ben Sebaini and Choupo-Moting, both playing football in the Bundesliga. Abu Bakr, what's he gonna do? Abu Bakr finds a bit of space. I don't know what they were doing, Mandy and Bellamry at the back, but they should have closed him down. But he's such a sneaky player. I mean, how to mark him, how to stop him and thwart his ability to find space. Pulls the ball back behind him, teasing. He's got a step over as well. The shot comes in, but if that was on target, it might have been in the back of the net. 6 minutes in, Cameroon lighting up this Jaboma Stadium for this FIFA World Cup qualifying match. We went through rounds, we went through the first qualifying round, went through the group stages, now it's round 3, the 10 top teams from the 10 groups entering what is a do-or-die situation. Have to score, have to fight until the very end. And for these matches, you have if we go to the aggregate score, then we will go through to extra time and penalties at the end of the second leg, if we're all square, of course. Abu Bakr gets knocked off his feet. There's Ben Asser just getting himself in, the Milan midfielder, very talented player. Belali gets the ball over to the other side. Good use of the pitch. Ben Yadder, just recently playing for Etoile de Sahel in the Confederation Cup, the CAF Confederation Cup. And their plight, well, their campaign coming to an end. There's a high ball going over the top. We haven't really seen that man, Islam Slimani, just yet. It's a very decent header back to the goalkeeper, Andre Onana. Andre Onana just escaping serious injury. He was in a car crash on Tuesday on his way to training camp in Douala from Yaoundé. A head-on collision on the road, but well, he's up on his feet, looking as though there's nothing wrong with him. There were pictures of him in social networks that you could see that he was absolutely fine, but the car was a write-off. Luckily, he escaped serious injury, escaped pretty much all injury. Abu Bakr trying to get hold of it. Ben Lamry makes the header. Picked up by Belali. First time touch down the middle. He's good at that, isn't he, Islam Slimani? And just wrestling himself away from the player, but, well, that will be a free kick. Mahrez draws the foul. Just look at, just getting tangled up with the Man City marvel. 31 years of age, winner of the Africa Cup of Nations in 2019 in Egypt. And also winner of the FIFA Arab Cup. That's a good ball, that is good movement down the left-hand side. Ben Sebaini, first touch, not good enough, I'm afraid. Borussia Mönchengladbach, left back, racing up to try and latch onto that. Plenty of quality players on the bench as well for Algeria and for Cameroon. But when you look at the likes of Adlan Guediora called back into the squad, of course, I think the player that we are missing in a big way is Yassine Brahimi and Baghdad Bounedjah, the Al-Sadd centre-forward, scorer of that winning goal against Senegal in the opening moments of the final of the Total Africa Cup of Nations back in 2019. And there's Youssef Belaili down on the ground. And the 10 minutes, there's a ball down to the right-hand side, just cut out very confidently there. And picked up by Cameroon. You can just hear and pick up on the energy here at this wonderfully packed Japoma Stadium. Ball goes out to the right-hand side. Ben Yedder, 29 years of age, earning his 7th cap for Algeria today. It's a big match for him. Got to be careful. There's Kal Toko Ekambi and harassing Mahrez. We're goalless here after 10 minutes. The ball down into the right side. Ben Yedder tees it up, gives it back to the Manchester City midfielder. There's a call in the midfield by Zerouki. Zerouki takes the ball. He's got a player down the left-hand side. Ben Sebaini comes up on the edge of the penalty box, waiting patiently. Algeria gets the ball back in the midfield. The 20 player. Oh, it's just a feeble pass picked up by Choupo-Moting. Now watch out, because Mr. Aboubakar's about. Up against Ben Lamry. Cuts inside, still keeps possession. Choupo-Moting loses the ball on that occasion. And Ben Lamry leaning into the Bayern Munich forward, which he does so well. It's a little bit cheeky, but he doesn't allow Choupo-Moting to get anywhere near the ball. In fact, they have a little bit of a crab dance away from the ball, but Mr. Bondo gets the ball back. There's a good chance for Slimani to try and latch onto that. Easily taken by Onana finally. Interesting in the press conferences late this week, you just felt the tension and what it means to these two coaches to get off on the right foot. Of course, the clash here for Jamel Belmadi is all about taking the right results to Blida. Oh, that's a ball. It was nearly taken away there by Choupo-Moting, away from Ben Sebaini, but back into the hands of Mboli. And he was just talking about how important it is to get the right result here, but I think that it was there's so much pressure on his shoulders. I think after the miserable campaign, losing against Equatorial Guinea and Cote d'Ivoire, and that 1-0 draw against Sierra Leone, that basically meant that all that's left now is the World Cup qualifiers that we've got against Cameroon. And there's Rigobert Song, wonderful player, now trying to work his magic as a coach. But he too worked as the coach of the B team, the Cameroon B team, and it didn't go too well, but I think that here he wants to do something. Slimani snatches the ball. Slimani, Islam Slimani! It's a great save from Onana. Needed to stop that, but a really strong shot coming from the Sporting centre-forward. And the 33-year-old trying to score another goal to add to his 40-goal tally. He's such a dangerous player. Races away from Gadjoui. His shot is full of power, but it's parried away by Onana. They get a corner, taken quickly. Good chance here. Belaili flicks it up into the penalty area. Headed away by Ngadji. Oh, there's a bit of a clash between the two Algerians. Ben Sebaini down on the ground. Don't know who else is there. Doesn't matter. Choupo-Moting takes the ball up to the right-hand side. Oh, there's a chance, but good cover play there from Ben Lamry. And he punches the ground in disappointment because that was a great opportunity for Cameroon. But we got an Algerian player down, Ben Sebaini being one of them. And I'm just trying to find out who he clashed with. I think it might have been Zarouki. Yeah, Zarouki's there. Ben Sebaini's still down. Let's just have a look. Well, we'll look at the probing attack here. And look at that challenge there from Ben Lamry. He's put in a couple of major challenges tonight in the opening 14 minutes. On that occasion, there was no way that Hongla was going to get past him. Well, the collision, the call, there was no communication. It was all about making the call. The ball came out, two players on the edge of the penalty box wearing the same colour shirt, and they end up with one player down who's quite an important cog in this Algerian machine. He's going to limp off, get a little bit of a use from the magic spray and magic sponge. As Rigobert Song watches on. Always very dapper and slick in the way that he dresses. And handpicked by Samuel Eto'o. There he is, there's Jamel Belmadi. And an incredible career, in fact, in Qatar. That's why he wants to try and get his nation qualified. He started coaching in Qatar, and he actually still lives there, and that was 8 years ago. It was with Laquia, which is now Al Duhai, and then he went and coached the national team. And with Al Duhai, he picked up 4 league titles and a Gulf Cup of Nations title as well with the national team. So obviously he has very strong connections, but he can't set his sights on the Middle East and the Arabian Peninsula just yet. He still has a bit of time and work to conjure up before he can actually start focusing on the World Cup draw, the FIFA World Cup draw, which takes place on the 1st of April, Friday. So that's a week today. And put it in your diary because, well, all of these FIFA World Cup qualifying matches will come to a close on the end of the night on the 29th. There's still lots of other matches taking place in the different confederations, some of them on the 31st. And with the FIFA World Ranking being published on that same day, as soon as all of those qualifying matches have been completed, then we'll get a pretty good idea of who will be placed in where for the draw, of course. So, so much to look forward to over the next week, not just here in Africa, but also right across the world. Slimani gets the ball back. Can he get the cross back over? Couldn't get his shot in, racing down towards the byline. And the ball goes out of play. And Andre Onana, the Ajax goalkeeper, just covering his goal, of course. But to be perfectly frank with you, Slimani has had the best chance of the game. A one-on-one with Onana, just couldn't fire a shot past the Ajax goalkeeper. Ben Lamry doesn't connect well with that. Mahrez, Ben Lamry tries to send the ball up to Slimani. And there is Rigobert Song, 45 years of age. Spent 4 years playing in France. That was his first taste of professional football in the eastern side of France, playing for Metz. Just not a player you want to confront. He really cleared everything at the back. He was well, blessed with very physical and defensive capacities and abilities. He really was a no-nonsense defender, and you always knew that he was on the pitch because he made life very miserable for the forwards who were coming up against him. Played for Liverpool, played for West Ham United, Salernitana as well, as the high ball goes over. It's a good defensive header, just a little cushioned header to get the ball back into the hands of Reyes Samboli. And going back to Song, played for Caen and then back to Lens in northern France, back in Liga, and Galatasaray. It was a 4-year spell playing in Istanbul, where he finished playing his career in Trabzonspor. But a remarkable 137 caps playing for Cameroon. The guy they call the Big Chief is now running the show for the Indomitable Lions. Promoting under a little bit of pressure. Benacer trying to track him down and pinch the ball from underneath his nose. Here is Ngadjui. Nice little touch. Promoting, trying to get the ball out wide. Good pressure there from Ben Lamry. Once again, he's getting in at the right time. Oh, that was just a little bit of poor communication there between Abubakar and Toko Ekambi. Just didn't read each other's minds. 20 minutes in, goalless here between Cameroon and Algeria. Everybody in for an absolute treat of African football. Nice touch indeed there from Hongla. And Slimani again poaching and pinching the ball. With all of the matches that are taking place, well, there's lots going on, of course. And the early game has actually come to a close with the Democratic Republic of Congo up against Morocco. It finished 1-1, and the Leopards taking an early lead, only to have that goal cancelled out by Tissoudali. It was Rissa who scored in the 12th minute. 1-1 the final score. They'll go to Morocco, to the Complex Mohammed V Stadium in Casablanca, to try and get themselves the right result. Oh, a little bit of pressure there. And winning the ball back. Well, close quarter action taking place in the midfield. Good ball out to the right-hand side. Collins Fye down into the corner there. Picked up by Choupo-Moting. Choupo-Moting trying to get the ball over. That's nicely done. There's no one at the far post. The idea was very good. Was ball into the midfield, cleared by Zerouki. Well, the touch there and the foul by Youssef Bouleli. Bringing down Collins Fye, the Al-Tai player based in Saudi Arabia. His initial club was Union Douala, so he grew up in this city here. Well, it's not a good ball out wide. And Fye just knocking over Bouleli. Managed to win the African Champions League with Esperance of Tunisia. When given a bit of space, he's probably one of the most dangerous players on the pitch, Youssef Bouleli. I've seen him absolutely sneak and leave defenders for dust. Wonderful footwork. And he's got that X factor. There are a few players on the pitch who have the X factor. I think Mahrez, obviously. Bouleli picks the ball up down the left-hand side, waits for Zerouki, puts it on his right foot, right over the far post. Well, the flag goes up. That would have been a fine ball otherwise to Ben Yedder. But I think he put himself in offside position with the long ball that came up. Ben Sebaini's doing okay after that initial collision. Let's just have a look at that. Tight call, but the call was made. Picked up by Samuel Gouet, based in Mechelen in Belgium, born in Ayos, smaller agglomeration in Cameroon. Well, it will they'll extend their record if Cameroon qualify, seeking their 8th qualification on in the global showpiece. And good to see that Song didn't really change too much in terms of the players. It's Choupo-Moting. Can he link up with Abubakar? Defenders in place. Here's one thing that really stood out from the crowd at the FIFA Arab Cup. I'll probably erase the Africa Cup of Nations from this conversation, but they really had a strong defence, and I think that really gave them the foundation to work off that and play some good football with some of the skillsters that they've actually got, like Belali and Brahimi. They played some wonderful football in Qatar back in November, December, but Africa Cup of Nations was obviously a different scenario altogether. Nice touch from Belmadi, could put the white shirt on and get himself onto the pitch if he needs to. And Song just encouraging his players. Keep focused. And don't lose their positions or lose their players. But they just came apart. There was maybe too much expectancy on their shoulders. Everybody wanted, everybody back home thought that they would be the team to beat. And the expectations is sometimes a little bit complicated as well, the overhead clearance there puts a few smiles on the faces of these fans here at the Jaboma Stadium. Bit of possession here for Algeria. Desert Foxes, the North Africans. And Ben Lamry again likes to try and produce those long, high balls behind the defence. The easier pass could have been a better option. "32 years of age, based in Qatar as well, just like his coach. And a nervous 26 minutes, to be honest with you. Algeria with a couple of opportunities, trying to spring a surprise and sneak up on the counter. And you can see that the creative build-up from Cameroon and the pragmatic approach in pushing forward and then having players dart off into pockets of space being their style of play today, but obviously leaning on that physicality that they bring to the pitch. Faye with the throw-in. Into the midfield with Gouet. 12th cap playing for Cameroon. Over to the other side, and well, they've picked the ball up. Oh, that was just poor communication outside of the ball from Mahrez, just to get it behind the defence, but Slimani didn't read that. Choupo-Moting loses possession. Algeria winning the ball quite well here. You can see that Belmadi is onto the edge of the pitch, of course, making lots of gestures. He knows that they need to keep this up because they're battling for the ball quite well. And very tight on the defence, not really giving anybody any space at all. And a couple of decoy runners darting off in different directions. Picked up in the midfield by Gouet. There's the through ball. It's a nice little touch. Can he find his way through? Good strong block there from Ben Lamry. Once again, he is showing what he's capable of doing. And that attempted pass by Mahrez to Slimani fails to make contact and connect up. And again, just a little bit too rushed, giving the ball back to the Desert Foxes. Ben Yedder. High ball over the top. Slimani is there, but he had his eyes on the linesman, but I'm afraid that you just can't do that. You've just got to focus on the game and focus on if the whistle's not blown, then it's all good to go. And he's a big guy as well, the 33-year-old. Spent so many years playing in France, playing for Lyon, playing for Monaco. And of course, showing us what he's capable of doing, playing for Sporting. Well, the flag might go up, it doesn't, it stays down. Choupo-Moting comes back over. It's a high ball over the top, chance for Cameroon. And the flag has gone up, it's 13 minutes in and an offside call being made. And Eric Choupo-Moting, just look at the movements. Very tight, but the call was made. And 30 minutes in, a pressure cooker situation for Cameroon and Algeria, all square. And the anxious watching continues from the Cameroon bench. Of course, to get the right result here would be, well, absolutely ideal. And so Aboubakar getting a bit of, getting his boot back on. No place in the team for Christian Bassogog, by the way. But Chandler Duplex on the shoot of Cotton Sports and Lassou Patient, the Libya-based Sonny Kevin as well, getting call-ups for Cameroon. Ball picked up in there. Good work at Mahrez. He'll go and fight and win those little battles in the midfield. He's one of those players who, well, we see him every weekend producing some of that magic. He can turn things around just so quickly. A great talent, isn't he? We had Mahrez in the press conference with Jamel Belmadi. And there was a local journalist who asked Mahrez. He was told that the left back Nuhu Tolo, he turns off every forward that he faces and basically takes him out of the equation. Mahrez responded, well, maybe a great defender, but I play against great defenders every weekend, so, well, we'll see if he's a good defender when we take him on. Free kick going against Cameroon over on that far side. It's going to be Mahrez who will logically take that. Karl Toko Ekambi, the former Villarreal player, is Ben Yedder. Right arm in the chest that rose up onto his chin. He goes down, free kick, taken quickly. And high ball over the top. Just a very calm defensive header. That was so well done by Castelletto, the Canary who plays for Nantes. That's really good play. Slick play by Hongla and good use of the pitch there. Now they've got to use it. Fans getting a little bit animated with just over 10 minutes to go in the first half. The ball goes through. Good opportunity. Picks up here. Can they get the shot in? Cameroon with the ball that comes right across behind the goal by Jean Onana. And the Bordeaux midfielder unable to pull it back properly for any of his teammates. Good work rate. Maybe just forced it fractionally. Could have held the ball up against Mandy, the centre-back. Called Turco Ikambi, former teammate of Mandy, who still plays for Villarreal. I don't know if that was intentional, but it was a very fine touch by Ngadjui. Back to Onana. Well, you've got to go and get the ball. You can't just let Belaley come and get hold of that. It might have just sneaked out of play. Well, and that's what Jamel Belmadi thinks of that decision. It's Mr. Bondo of Botswana, who's definitely took heed from his linesman. Into the last 10 minutes we go here at the Japoma Stadium. This is a FIFA World Cup qualifying match for Qatar 2022. In just under 8 months. That's a good ball over the top. There's a great chance. Well, goalkeeper Boli needed to come out. And will be a free kick. Choupo-Moting get him involved. Let's have a look at this again. Off the back. And there was a chance to try and do something there. Ray Simboli, following that incredible run from Algeria in the 2014 FIFA World Cup in Brazil. They pushed Germany all the way, quite extraordinary. And just missed out on getting themselves a place in the quarterfinals. But finished 2-1 after extra time, that match in Porto Alegre. But we were most definitely blessed with some fine entertainment. Nice ball down to Choupo-Moting. Well, again, you can see what Ben Lamry does. And I think the call is... Let's have a look at this again. Both feet going up very much at the same time. They both went up for the ball. Yeah, they were both at the same place, so I don't know why there's an extreme reaction from Ben Lamry. But Algeria gets possession. Youssef Bezelli trying to flick the ball past Collins Fight. There he is. And Ben Sabani with a throw-in down the line. Jean-Charles Castelletto is the player who has been singled out by Mr. Bondo for the infringement. Just pushing into Islam Slimani. Now these kind of free kicks, they favour Mahrez and Algeria because they know exactly what they're doing. He scored goals like this. Maybe might be Youssef Belaili who'll take this. Yeah, it will down on this side logically, but they love these free kicks. They're such a menace. You've got a couple of big players coming up. Ben Sabani is very good with his head. Slimani is, well, he scores goals with his head all the time. Mahrez just lingering with intent on the edge of the penalty box. And they need to be well organised, Cameroon here. Belaili with the free kick, out wide. Lofted in, beautifully lofted in. Look at that, it's a goal for Algeria. Oh my word, they found their goal. And it comes from that man, Slimani. We teed him up as a dangerous threat for Algeria. The set piece offers the Desert Foxes a 1-0 lead. A power header and the perfect delivery from Youssef Belaili, met by Islam Slimani. Goal number 41 for the Sporting frontman. Look at that.
Goal, Algeria. Jersey number 13, Islam Slimani.
The delivery was sumptuous. He really gets behind it well. Look at it, it's curling in from Belaili. The mechanics work perfectly, and I'm afraid that Andre Onana can do nothing, the Ajax goalkeeper, getting his hands to it, but the power takes it in, and Algeria take the lead. And look at the fans here, they are celebrating in a big way because this goal is worth its weight in gold. Cameroon 0, Algeria 1, Islam Slimani in the 41st minute. Couldn't have come at a better time for the visiting nation of Algeria. Well, the pressure has been lifted off the shoulders of Jamel Belmadi. And he knows that getting this goal away from home is already a very positive start to this two-match battle for a place at the FIFA World Cup in Qatar 2022. Battle in the midfield, the ball comes out. Now, can they respond? Can they get the goal back to promoting? Out wide to Collins Fai. The Altai right back, unable to keep the ball in possession, and it will be a throw-in. Ben Sabani in no rush to get a hold of the ball. You can understand why. Algerian fans here, and there's a big crowd here at the Japoma Stadium. I know this stadium very well. Didn't have a good taste when they left in January for the 2021 Africa Cup of Nations competition that was pushed back by a year because of COVID. They literally packed their bags, having been dumped out of the group stage. But here at the moment, they are exorcising their demons with a couple of minutes left to play in the first half. Time for Cameroon to hit back. Sitting back a little bit too deep and not finding ways past the midfield and the defence. Rigid and well organised at the back. Jamel Belmadi making a few changes in this Algerian team, but keeping the main structure with a strong, solid group of players, talented players. But it's all based on this very strong, well-organised backbone that is, well, not allowing Cameroon to do pretty much anything. Fai down into the corner, picks up the ball. Ben Sabani approaches, gets the ball back to Hongla. Over to the other side. Here's Tolo. Gets the ball to Choupo-Moting, but it's His header towards Abu Bakr doesn't find the right spot. How to work out the conundrum? Well, Rigobert Song's got a bit of work to do. He's got a bit of thinking to do. Has to try and turn things around. Only 2 months ago, Algeria were probably clear favourites to win the Africa Cup of Nations. They had a 35-match unbeaten run, came to an end when they lost to Equatorial Guinea in the second group game. Quite happy that Madeleine Guedior is back in the team, although he does play for Burton Albion, which is a team in the 3rd division in England. Only played a few games this season as well, but a quality player. But to have left out Bounedjah, that was a big statement. 2 minutes of added time in the first half, and Cameroon trying to find a way. They can't find an answer to this rock-solid defence, this non-porous defence. There's nothing that can sneak through, leak through the Algerian back four, bolstered by the midfielders of Zerouki, Benasser, Bedran. He's put together a game plan and he knows how to hold it. And we did expect palpable tension here. Well, I think that it's the same up in Algeria until that goal went in by that man Slimani, and what a header it was. Free kick it is, and the final minute of added time. Right, that's your last warning. And Nuhu Tolo will take this. Al-Ittifaq is the team that Race Mboli plays for. Got to get a shot on target. They got to test that man Mboli. Ball comes up high, but it's been met once again. Ben Yada doing the business. Last chance to test that goalkeeper. There's the flick. And that's gone out of play. Well, it might have just been kept in. It will be a throw-in, though. And honestly, they will turn down the temperature and stroll over and take this throw-in. And the mind games begin for Cameroon. Got to get a goal back. Perfect scenario for the Desert Foxes. Hasn't been a game with lots of shots, but it's been very tight and tense indeed. And Mr. Bondo blows the half-time whistle here at the Japoma Stadium in Douala for this FIFA World Cup qualifying match. End of the first half. The Algerian fans happy at the moment. It's Cameroon 0, Algeria 1. And Islam Slimani with that goal in the 41st minute. The delivery couldn't have been better. The perfect delivery from Youssef Belaili's right foot was absolutely sumptuous. And when it comes across, and if you can get away from your marker, and you've got a player like Slimani who's rising up, his timing is perfection. He knows how to meet, greet, and bury headers that are floating in from both sides of the pitch. That's what he does. He is a deadly marksman. Well, maybe silenced momentarily, but we've got another half here in Douala, on the coast of Cameroon, and I think that we'll have lots of entertainment coming up. Let's take a look at the halftime stats then. The percentage, well, they bossed it big time, Cameroon. But the shots, they need to increase that, 3 and 2, and just 1 on target. So that defense very much leading the way for Algeria. And otherwise, the discipline has been very good between these two giants of African football in this mega important showdown here in Douala. Well, it's all about tactics now and how Rigobert Song talks to his players and works out how to find ways to unlock the Algerian defense. The through ball, just passing, threading the ball through, high ball over the top. There are so many different ways to do it, but you know, it's complicated, Algeria. And we can see here from the highlights from the first half just how complicated it was for Cameroon. Managed to get an early shot in. That was the effort that was fired in. Long range, nearly catching out Ray Samboli. Bright start for the indomitable Lions. And this was really fine work as well from Vincent Aboubakar, turning the defense inside out, but his shot going wide. He is so good at that. And look at that high ball over the top. Well met and dealt with at the back into the hands of Onana. Ben Lamry trying to connect with Islam Slimani. Is Castelletto waiting for the right movement. And this is just dangerous, isn't it? You can't give the ball away like that. Ngajwi giving the ball away. Islam Slimani, great shot, but a brilliant save from Andre Onana. And there it is. He is so quick. He's deceivingly quick, Slimani. And that's what he does for a living. He poaches and he scores goals. Smile on the face from Onana. Produced a great save there. See it from a different angle. And finally, 41st minutes, there's the delivery from Youssef Belaili, and just look at that header. Just look at the timing, we'll see it again and just understand how he manages to get in front of his man. He comes across and really doesn't give Jean-Charles Castelletto a chance, moving into position to steer his header past Andre Onana. And that was pretty much it from the first half, with just that 1 goal scored in the 41st minute. Ben Lamry playing a very solid game at the back, getting in the way of absolutely everybody, including this man Eric Choupo-Moting. That was the goal again. Nothing you can do. Brilliant header. Just climbs up and gets himself off the ground. Bosses it in the penalty box. The fist pump and the joy, and there's your goal. Just to wrap up a very solid first 45 minutes for Algeria after a miserable campaign at this very stadium where they played all 3 of their group games before being eliminated and not even making the last 16 of the competition at the start of the year. So we'll take a break and we'll be back for the second half in a few minutes' time, so don't go away. Welcome back to the Japoma Stadium in Douala for this FIFA World Cup qualifying match, Qatar 2022. Couple of changes there. As you can see, Sonny coming in for Hongla. So it's an important change, that is. Islam Slimani is the only player who's managed to find the back of the net tonight. And, well, everybody focused, including that man there, Zarouki of Twente, the smiling face of the player who's managed to score 41 goals for his country, Algeria, Islam Slimani. This is the first leg, which is a home leg for Cameroon, of course, as they kick the ball into over the line and out of play as Algeria pick up the pieces. You can see that there's a goal that's been scored, as I said, 41st minute, a header that was perfectly met from Youssef Belaili's free kick on the left-hand side by Islam Slimani. And the 33-year-old Sporting centre-forward offering the Desert Foxes a 1-0 lead going into the second half. And that will be a free kick and a yellow card. And quite a fierce challenge there from Benacer. See how the foot came up and the contact was made. Just a nasty tackle from behind. We'll get to see the replay. And the 24-year-old AC Milan player. And obviously needs to be a bit careful. Kind of players you want on the pitch for the return match. There's Stade Mustafa Cheka in Bleeder. Incredible record there, 18 years. This is the challenge. That was it from behind. That came up and it was... Yeah, that really hurt. That hurts a lot, doesn't it? And it's a lot more serious. The foot came up and maybe the studs went in the back of his foot, which obviously he's getting some serious treatment there, John Onana. Gilondua warming up, ready to come on if necessary. And he's the youngster. Already had a couple of minutes. The ball just got kicked out of play, then the throw-in came in and there was a challenge, so 2 minutes to add on at the end of this second half, so it's going to be a bulky period of added time, it looks like. Mboli under a bit of pressure. Let's see exactly how they deal with this. Mr. Bono waiting for Onana to get himself good. Back up on his feet, which is great, and he seems to be all right. Lots of talking going on, lots of communication. We go at Song. See what he's decided to do here. Just trying to understand what Mr. Joshua Bondo of Botswana is doing. What's done by Samuel Eto'o. He is, of course, the president of the Women's Football Federation. Here's the goal. There's the Belaili free kick. And there is the brilliant angled header, power header that hit some high velocity to beat Andre Onana. What a goal. So we're just waiting for the officials to sort something out, and then we'll get the game going once again. And, well, hopefully it won't take too long. Well, it gives the coaches the chance to just communicate and reorganize themselves, and having just come out from the changing rooms, but very important time for Rigobert Song just to understand the changes that he's made and make sure that they know exactly what they're trying to do. Calls have been made, and we're, as I said, just waiting to for the officials to give us the green light to get this game back going. Jamal Belmadi. He is quite animated, just like all good coaches. Very animated. Not too many who are very, very calm and cool, but I think Jamal Belmadi just getting everybody fired up for this, because, well, the next 43, 44 minutes is going to be vital, and it will set them up perfectly. That's the reason why we've got the game stopped marginally. The floodlights just getting set up, so it is a lighting issue. Thank you to the cameraman for spotting that. Let's make sure that we've got enough light to make sure that this game is good enough to go ahead. And the players appear to be, well, they don't need to keep warm because it is warm down here at this time of the year, pretty much all year round, of course. I think we saw that during the Africa Cup of Nations, Cameroon being where it is, close to the equator. Well, it adds to the tension, I suppose. We'll get to see that. And it was interesting to see Bedran Abdelkader, the Esperance midfielder, just rising up. And there's Gediora and co. Sprinting out of the dugout to appreciate this man's excellent aerial skills, the ability to rise high, and I think we're going to have, so it's about 8 minutes, isn't it? The free kick, the lights are good now, and we're all ready and set to properly enter the second half. The free kick for Cameroon following that challenge by Benasser on the youngest player on the pitch, Jean Onana. So there's Mahrez and Choupo-Moting just being told by Joshua Bondo of Botswana that we just have to add those minutes onto the top because there was not enough light from the stadium. So that scenario perfectly sorted now. Here we have the free kick. And we'll probably have 8 minutes delivered into the penalty area. And a chance for a header. But again, you can just see how complicated it is for the the Camerooni forwards to try and get in there amongst those Algerian defenders. They really are just everywhere, and they make it so complicated because they're rising up for everything. This is Bedran who's down, and I think that the challenge from Leandre Tawamba may have caught the eye of Bedran and also the referee. That was the delivery from Toko Ekambi. Well, it was funny because Mandy was actually, look at Mandy. He's all over that man, Tawamba. Defensive header at the back. Cameroon trying to get themselves an equaliser. So just looking at the change, it's the goal scorer, Abubakar, who has gone off, it looks like. And it is Tawamba who's come on to replace him. Now, that being a massive change. So let's have a look at the tactics. Picked up here by Kevin Sonny. Sonny down out wide, and a chance for them to try and get a ball across. And that didn't come off any of the Algerian players. There will be a throw-in for the Desert Foxes down in that corner. So I can confirm it's Vincent Abubakar who's actually gone off. His 85th appearance, with Tawamba who's come on. Islam Slimani's 41st minute goal, getting in the way of Cameroon's plight to try and qualify for their 8th FIFA World Cup. Ball comes down to Noho Tolo. Here he gets brought down, and it will be a free kick. Zarouki with his arms all over the 11-capped left back. Plays football in the MLS, by the way, with Seattle. Now he's on loan to Tacoma, which is just a few miles outside of Seattle and Washington State. Look at the hands going up. That was what caught the eye. And look at Rigobert Song's reaction there behind. Very calm and collected, didn't even have to bat an eyelid. The linesman had made his reaction. Now, Mboli, a little bit of pressure here since we got the game going once again. And Karl Toko Ekambi. Same place as Belali's free kick earlier on. Who's going to meet this one? Is there anybody going to get on the end of it? Long range shot, the shot comes in. It's been cleared there by Ben Lamry. Of course, he's the player who gets rid of everything. He clears up at the back in a big way. Onana over to the other side. High ball, bit more possession. See what they can do with this possession. Tawamba unable to deal with the two centre-backs. Ngajui back to Onana. Loads of time. Calmly takes the ball up. Tawamba trying to link up with that, but it's Ben Lamry who deals with it. Oh, the big-framed Leandre Tawamba, maybe a key player to come on to just bolster that attack, to get in the way, because it's going to be all about annoying that defensive back four. Yeah, that's another infringement. Zaruki just committed a foul on the left-hand side with the arms that went all over Tolo. Taken quickly by Toko Ekambi down the right-hand side. Here's Fai gets rid of his man. There's the delivery. He goes down. Anybody with a chance for a shot. It's a good turn and an effort there coming from Tawamba. And the player for Al Tawoun in Saudi Arabia unable to score from that position. By the way, his scoring percentage, ability, whatever you like to call it, is pretty remarkable. His match goal tally ratio is well, top notch. Al Tawani's played 96 matches, 52 goals scored. There you go. Basically every other game he'll find the back of the net, with sometimes a second. And played for Partizan. Well, the ball goes out. It's into the hands of the goalkeeper Andre Onana. Rigobert Song knows that he needs to get it right, get his tactics right. And playing for Partizan Belgrade, of course, in Serbia for a couple of seasons, 14 goals, 48 games played. In fact, he's been to plenty of places, having grown up in Yaoundé. Played for Union Douala as well, one of the top teams here in this city. Fai tries to get the ball down there. There's the challenge from Ben Sabaini, and he wins the possession. And Kevin Sonny unable to do anything. He does well. He's such a competitive, very physical left back, big guy as well, good in the air. An absolute annoyance. Choupo-Moting knocked off his feet, and the referee says play on. And that will be a free kick over on the far side there. Balelu goes down. Free kick for Algeria. Over to the other side, headed back to his goalkeeper, Bedran. Puts it into the path of Mboli. Now they're just annoying Cameroon. And I think that when you look at this scenario, you've got to feel for the host, Rigobert Song's men. They concede a goal. In fact, we saw a similar situation against Senegal because they locked it down. Not locking it down at the moment. You just fear that they can possibly do that because already their defense is pretty rigid at the back, but afterwards they could just hold it in the midfield, pass the ball back, and really just frustrate their opponents, because this scenario is ideal for the Desert Foxes. But of course, I think there'll be more changes. They need to try and pinch the ball back off Algeria. A little bit of space by Ben Sabaini. He goes down. Well, let's see if there was any contact. He's gone down and he's in a little bit of pain. There's a yellow card. There's studs that went, and there's the yellow card. Picked up by Kevin Sonny. And Sabaini was off, and it was just not necessary. Free kick, Balili, and there's the delivery over to the right-hand side, and Ben Yada. Well, there's no... well, now there's a... he kind of wanted to play on. There's a lot of noise, but the whistle was blown, and Benyada getting a bit frustrated. I think he heard a different whistle as well. The deafening sound of being here at the Japoma Stadium in Douala. It's a good ball over to the left-hand side, picked up by Tolo. Tolo, high ball into the penalty area. Anybody there? That's a good, decent defensive header there by Ben Sebaini, back to Mboli. Just in no rush. They've slowed this. They've taken away the big buzz of this battle here with Slimani's goal in the 41st minute. Have to react, have to get themselves back into this, Cameroon. Otherwise, it's going to be very complicated for them when they head to Blida in Algeria for the return leg as they pick up the ball in the midfield. Benacer into the midfield. It's been picked up by Slimani, and out wide to Ben Sebaini over the top. Nicely tidied up at the back, neatly done. Castelletto down to the right-hand side with Fai. Oh, the control just letting him down. Ben Lamry gets knocked off his feet by Tawamba, and it will be another free kick. Ben Lamry outstanding already and showing us what he's capable of doing. Ball comes out to the right-hand side, chance for them to do something. Benyada pulls it back. Here's Mahrez. Pretty low-key in the opening, in the first minutes of this. Well, there's an offside flag that goes up for Mahrez. Thought he had timed his run to perfection, not the case. Ben Lamry, a former Olympic Lyonnais player. Oh, the ball sent down towards Eric. Promoting. Benyada doing well, Mandy. And finally it's sent up towards Slimani. Nice touch to make sure that they keep possession. Mahrez, got to watch out for the acceleration with Mahrez. Well, there's no free kick given. Tawamba gets dispossessed. They're quick to get in, aren't they? The Algerians making it complicated. Picked up here, Toko Ekambi. He still in possession. A little bit of space for Onana. Onana through the middle. What options has he got? Going to try and go for a shot. Wasn't a bad idea because everybody was a little bit sluggish at the back. No one really knew what he was going to do. Challenge comes in. Well, play on, says the referee. Now, what is this? That's the call. That's the call. Now, because Slimani, there you go, I make the decisions here, you don't make the decisions. And you can see that Belaley's down on the ground, but Slimani picks up a yellow card for the way that he reacted to Mr. Bondo. Let him do the refereeing. There you go. Just went into the challenge, didn't he, Collins Fai? Belaley went over the top. And praying that he doesn't pick up the yellow card. It wasn't for him, it was for Slimani, who vehemently went over and complained to the referee. Let him do his work. That was they were the words, let me do my job, were the words from Mr. Bondo. Move on and carry on. Nicely cut out there by Fai. Well, Mahrez has just got that delightful touch. And again, too many players falling to their feet here. Good work from Carl Toko Ekambi. Cameroon desperate to get an equaliser. If you see the 69 minutes on the clock, we'll probably have 8 minutes of extra added time. And the other minutes from stoppages right up until the 90th minute, because we had some lights that needed to be sorted, and in the stadium, and it took about that amount of time. Here is Toko Ekambi. Toko Ekambi, where's the movement? What options do they have? Onana. There's Tawambas crying out for the ball. It's gone very deep, a little bit too deep. And past the 29-year-old right back, Collins Fye. Couldn't latch on to that. Again, the options. What options do they have? And how do they try and break down this Algerian defence? Where are the paths that they can take to try and breach this back line? Hasn't been easy. The fortress has been well and truly built at the back by Jamel Belmadi. A goal would most definitely trigger plenty of excitement. Good ball, nice control. Oh, just crept over the line, and there will be a throw-in. Nuhu Tolo. Democratic Republic of Congo played out a 1-1 draw with Morocco in Kinshasa. In that opening clash, the return match, and all of them will be played for the African Football Confederation World Cup qualifier. FIFA World Cup qualifiers on the 29th. So up to Morocco they go. Mali are currently trailing 1-0 to Tunisia. Went looking for it. You've got to get up onto your feet. Ben Sebaini, and a chance. Here's the delivery. Anybody there? Oh, crikey. They come out and there's two players just going straight into clear the ball. There's Tawamba. That's a very nice back heel. Good opportunity here. The ball comes across. Well, it was delivered there by Tolo, but into the hands of Reis Mboli. Couldn't do anything really. Should have tried to pull it away from the goalkeeper, but it's kind of triggering a reaction in the stands here at the Jaboma Stadium in Douala. Look at that for a back heel from Tawamba, but the left foot couldn't bring it around. But just look how many white shirts are back in the penalty box, littered with Algerian players, and hardly any options unless they pull it back to the edge of the penalty box. No foul for Cameroon there. A nice control at the back by the Ghent centre-back, Ngadjoui. Long ball sent up into Algerian territory. Ben Sebaini marshalling that left side like a master of ceremonies, doing a brilliant job. The 26-year-old, 45th match playing for Algeria. Probably one of the first players that's put down on the squad sheet the moment that Jamel Belmadi decides to compose his squad, along with Ben Lamry. And I think we're going to have some changes for Algeria. But in fact, I don't see anybody who's playing bad for Algeria. They're just playing that difficult game that they know how to play. Makes life complicated for their opponents. That's the reason why they put together 35 games without being defeated. Ball into the path of Tolo. Tolo's ball into the penalty box. Is there anybody there to go and get it? Zarouki with the header. And Benasser with a bit of space. Dispossessed. Nice work by Choupo-Moting. Needs to do something. They need to find something. That's nicely done as well. Good work there by Kevin Sonny. And lifting the fans a little bit, giving them a little bit of excitement. But if they want to turn this stadium into a giant theatre that will get everybody dreaming, they need to get themselves an equaliser, because heading up to the Stade Mustafa Cheka in Blida will be very, very complicated indeed. It normally rains there as well, and it's pretty cold. It's good work from Belali. You know what he does. And these are the changes. Gedior is about, Sofiane Fegouli's going to come on. And of course, you take off Slimani, you put on Fegouli. They're like very similar. And Mahrez comes off. And there's Slimani. Belfodil comes on to replace him.
Number 11, Belfodil Ishak. Out. Jersey number 13, Islam.
Mahrez going off.
Jersey number 12,
Fegouli on to replace him.
Ben Debka Sofiane.
And a third substitution, I believe, for Algeria. Here he is, and this is the goal. Youssef Belali landing the ball perfectly. Perfect spot, perfect header, perfect power, perfect finish. And there he is, a goal scorer. And Zarouki's gone off as well. And we'll see who he's, Sofiane Ben Debka. So 3 big substitutions there, because what they've done is really just replaced quality with quality. Slimani's goal there, the goal that separates these two teams. But we do have a return match that will take place, of course, as we know, in 4 days' time. And Ben Sebaini picking up a yellow card just for time wasting. Got to get on. Ben Yara picks the ball up here, the Étoile de Sahel player. Nice touch, Ben Nasser. Nicely done indeed. It's 2 against, 2 down in the corner here. There's a chance. Well, he couldn't get it across there, Belfodil. Plays for Hertha Berlin, another Germany-based player who's been around, played in Italy, played for Inter as well, Bologna. And the last 5 years in Germany, playing for Werder Bremen and Hoffenheim. And here's Belali with a corner, front post, little flick. Oh, that was very close indeed. Mandy came up and couldn't latch onto that. A sneaky piece of play with the centre-back looking to pounce on the loose ball. Stiletto gets the ball out to Fai. Looking for options, looking for ways through. Just look how well organised they are. It's a nice little touch, that is, but you try and make that ball available and play on, says the referee. Good opportunity. Here he is, that man Tolo, out wide. Eric Choupo-Moting. Choupo-Moting knows how to score goals. Can he get the ball across? No, he can't. Ben Yara gets in the way. We'll get to that very tense period where we're approaching 90 minutes. We've got to understand that there'll be another 8 minutes added on, so it's going to be strange to see 10 minutes of added time, just so that you realise. Have to wait for some lights to come on at the start of the second half. Here's the corner being delivered over the top there. Great opportunity, anybody there to try and latch onto that. There's a chance, but it's been kicked away. And does really well to get rid of that. Ben Nasser, ball delivered back into the penalty box. Lots of white shirts. Tawamba's there, but his soft header is easily taken by Mboli. And the danger is extinguished as quickly as it started. Boli just turns the temperature down. Tawamba just getting in the way. That's what he'll be used as. A big man just backing up into the big defenders. That's nicely done. I think it's, well, he's not going to get possession. Joshua Bondo. Giving the ball back to Benyada. Have to find an answer, Cameroon, otherwise it'll start to work in this man's favour. Jamel Belmadi showing us that he's back. It's not a done deal just yet, of course. These games can be turned around very quickly indeed. But as it stands, the scenario is very favourable for the Desert Foxes. Good work there by Belfodil. And the high ball over the top to the right-hand side. Feghouli will try and latch onto this. Protects the ball nicely. He's a dangerous player as well. Unable to get his crossover. Good use of the body. Nice touch as well. That Nuhu Tolo goes down. Benacer already on a yellow card, needs to just be a little bit vigilant with his own actions. Gotta believe, gotta believe. It's good work by Toko Akambi. Here's the ball, he makes it a little bit available. Tawami gets the ball back, that's a lovely touch. Oh, great challenge. Look at that from Mandy, that is ideal from your centre-back. You followed Carl Toko Akambi despite that brilliant turn and pirouette to make some space, and made sure that that tackle was essential. It hasn't stopped these fans from making some noise. Kaltoko Akambi with lots of supporters, personal fans here in the stadium, and they want this man to deliver that perfect corner that will be met by one of his teammates. And get Roger Miller off his seat to celebrate amongst other legends here. Opportunity, well, there was a chance to try and produce a flashing header, comes to nothing. Benyada leaves the ball here. Beleli, the other side of the pitch, there's a great opportunity if they can get the ball out. Oh, that was not the right move to make that header. I think that it was already heading in the right direction. Belfodil. Such a dangerous player, Ben Sebain. He loves to race up that left side. Needs to take a bit of a breather because, well, he's out of breath, I believe. Feghouli's header gives the ball back to the Indomitable Lions. They are making noise in the stands, but they're not making enough noise to rattle the Algerian Desert Foxes. Onana, Castelletto, his Fai. Will be Cameroon pick up possession. You can see the Beleli trying to get the ball back for Algeria. And the change is Gael Ondua, who's about to come on earlier for John Onana. There's the high ball into the penalty box, an opportunity. A couple of players on the outside of the box here. Nicely done, very nicely done. There's a shot, it's not a bad one either. Well, he pulled the trigger in a big way to try and get that shot in, and you've got to do it, but Carl Toko Akambi working well. Look at the way that he brings it back across. Toko Akambi, and despite the pressure, gets the shot in, straight at Mboli. And finally, there's John Onana, the 22-year-old. He will be replaced by Gaël Ondua.
Sortie numéro 7. Jean Junior Emile Onana. Entrée.
And Adlan
Gaël Ondua.
Gedioro will also come on.
Algeria. Out. Jersey number 22. Ismail Benasser.
Benasser with a yellow card.
Jersey number 17. Adlan Gedioro.
Wonderful midfield player. He'll be running around in that midfield, dispossessing, distributing, great vision, wonderful passer of the ball. As I said, plays for Burton, but hasn't really spent that much time playing. Benasser with a good performance, the Milan man, playing his role in this strong statement here. Algeria still sitting on a one-goal cushion. Islam Slimani in the 41st minute. Very strong header that was directed past the goalkeeper, Andre Onana. Elsewhere, Mali 0, Tunisia 1. It's the other game that kicked off at the same time. Tonight, Ghana, Nigeria, Egypt, Senegal, rematch of the final of the Africa Cup of Nations in February. At first, as the foot was up, it's going to be a free kick. Chance to get the delivery. That's a decent ball, that really is. Oh, once again dealt with in a big way. But just look at that. Bedran is the player this time. And I think that he's suffering from cramp. And Mr. Bondo quick to get the stretcher on. Instructions are, let's keep the flow, keep the game going. And, well, I mean, you can understand what they're trying to do now. Bring on Mehdi Tarat. They haven't done so just yet. The ball in the midfield with Ondua. Long-range shot, it's a shot that goes wide. And you can see Tawamba saying, drop it in, drop it over the back of the defenders, and, you know, well, Badran goes off. And Tarat's coming on. And there's Badran, the Esperance midfielder. Tarat's the 32-year-old, plays for Ali Garafa. Originally born just outside, just south of Paris. Former Paris FC player. And now playing for Al Garafa, which is a team based in Qatar, so obviously there's a lot of links between that's a good ball into the midfield. Tawamba, can he get his shot in? Well, that was good work. It will be a corner. And Mandy comes back again and gets in the way. But he's there, the El Toun player, and he is starting to cause a few issues. Good ball, good use of his body, the chest. Well, there were two players queuing up to try and get in the way. Tarat, and here is Toko Ekambi. There's the delivery. Anybody there? Well, the ball comes towards Zimbole, who punches it away. Benyada. Good ball down the right-hand side. And a chance. Belali. What needs some support? Oh, he's cheeky. Belali. That's a great ball! Very close indeed. He was racing onto it in a big way, but he couldn't meet up and slide it in.
11 minutes of additional time.
That's what I was talking about, 11 minutes of additional time. So, you can understand that there's plenty of time to get a goal because of the 8 minutes at the very start of the second half where we had lighting problem in the stadium. Lots of football to be played. And that will stir up something for Cameroon. Nice ball straight through the middle. Good lofted ball over to Collins Fye here. Let's see what the delivery's like. Puts it on his left foot. Takes a deflection. Bounces headed away by Bendepka. Good ball out to Fye again. Needs some support. Once again, they just get their feet in the way and just not allowing Cameroon to play. Castelletto into the middle. Ondua. It's not a bad ball. That's nicely done. Toko Ekambi couldn't thread his ball through to Tawamba. Otherwise, that could have been quite interesting, but it wasn't to a teammate. That's good to Tawamba. He couldn't get to it. He was hesitant, trying to stay on side at the same time, but it was also being marshalled by Mandy. First half was all about Ben Lamry. Second half, all about Mandy. Those two centre-backs have been outrageously good. Free kick, Cameroon. Well, the last 5 competitive games between these two teams, 3 wins. That's met there by Guardiola. Free kick for Cameroon, taken quickly. We want that taken. No, it's okay. Play on, says Mr. Bondo. Yeah, 3 wins for Cameroon, 2 draws. Going back to 1998. This will be a very big win for Algeria. Not that they've achieved anything just yet, but massive statement going into the return fixture at Stade Moustapha Cheka in Blida on the 29th. That's when we will find out which 5 African nations will be heading to FIFA World Cup Qatar 2022. The draw will take place the 1st of April in Doha. And there's still a lot of different matches that will take place, a lot of qualifiers before we have all 32 teams. In fact, there's still two clashes, or 1 position from European qualifying that will be resolved, and that will be in June, because the match between Scotland and Ukraine, because of what's going on, of course, in the world, will take place in June, and the winner of that match will take on Gareth Bale's Wales in Cardiff in June, just a few days afterwards. So that makes for plenty of football before we actually know the 32 teams that will qualify and set in stone for competition that begins on the 21st of November with Qatar against a team that we don't know just yet, kicking off the proceedings in Doha. How much excitement have we got? Well, here there's lots of excitement. The Algerian fans at the moment, they are buzzing. The home fans, not so much. And with 6 minutes remaining, we will see. Of course, he's going to say, get on with it. There's Andre Onana, the Ajax goalkeeper. Come on, let's just click into gear. Let's get a goal back. Get a goal back, it's a different scenario. But just look at, they've never lost at their at the Mustafa Cheka Stadium. Algeria, where they'll play Cameroon in 4 days' time. 40 matches, never lost. That's handball, but it's Kambi gets the ball out. Chance for a shot. Fai gets the ball over on the right-hand side. Is he going to try and get past Ben Sebaini? It's teed up beautifully. There's a shot that comes in. It's taken a deflection, and it will be a corner. And logically, Karl Toko Kambi, 47 appearances for Cameroon, will stroll over to the corner and do what he does best. Try and get it away from the goalkeeper this time. It's a little bit too close to Ray Simboli. Here he is, the Olympic Lyonnais. Players coming up to try and latch onto this. The big boys are up there as well. Comes over, taken well by Mbole. Snatched out of the sky by the Al Ettifaq goalkeeper. Diffusing a little bit more tension in the closing moments of this clash here in Douala. High ball sent up in the air, no one there to greet it. Diora in the midfield. Oh, a little push there by Belfodil. And again, they will push forward. Wave after wave of attack from Cameroon. And of course, just leave it for the man at the back. He knows what to do. Would love to see a goal, having conceded one. Teed up. Oh, the communication breakdown. And Kevin Soni. Oh, that's going to be a free kick for sure. Quite a nasty challenge as well. Fai goes down, and the yellow card will come out. And there it is. It's Belfodil who picks up their fourth yellow card, in fact, Algeria. Only one for Kevin Soni. They throw themselves into the challenges. They don't let anything go. Nice burst of acceleration there from Soni, but just look at that sandwich. That was just reckless. Well, a goal now would most definitely, if there was a roof on this stadium, blow it off the top. First of all, they got to try and outfox this defensive setup, because it's been very complicated so far. What a goal would do for Cameroon, lift their spirits going into the return match. Here's the delivery, it's high and it's over the goal and out of play. 2.5 minutes, the frustration continues. It's not a done deal, who knows? Maybe that record's there to be broken up in Blida, who knows? Still 1-0 for Tunisia, and that's the final score, in fact. And it's a Sissako own goal after 36 minutes, which gives Tunisia the lead heading back to North Africa from the Stade 26th of March in Bamako. Here they go again, another wave, another chance. Choupo-Moting, what can he do? Squares the ball over to the other side. Being clamped down constantly. Gouet gets the ball out to Fai. That's not a bad ball to Kevin Soni. Soni goes down, Ben Lamry does the business. And he knocks Sabani off his feet, and it will be a free kick for Algeria. More frustration as we close in on the 10-minute mark. In the last minute, as these fans raise their arms, knowing that half of the job has been completed, but there's still some work to do. And free kick sent up into enemy territory. Into the last minute we go. They can just keep hold of the ball. The Desert Foxes, well, they've done a pretty good job here, knowing that Jamel Belmadi will have erased that the horrible time he spent here in the Africa Cup of Nations in January. They were held by Sierra Leone, playing their first ever Africa Cup of Nations. 1-1. They lost to Equatorial Guinea. They then lost to 1-0, and they then lost, well, there's the goalkeepers come out, of course. And then they lost 3-1 to the Côte d'Ivoire. The 11 minutes are up. It's about Mr. Bondo and his whistle now. High ball coming up in the last chance saloon. Can they get themselves a goal? Oh, just couldn't get hold of it. And it's all over. They've done the business here in Douala. Algeria, they've exorcised their demons from the 2021 Africa Cup of Nations earlier this year in January by beating Cameroon in their own backyard here at the Japoma Stadium. The final score, Cameroon 0, Algeria 1.
Next 28th of March in Blida.
4 days separates another 90 minutes between these two nations. The 29th of March at the Stade Mustafa Cheka Stadium in Blida. Algeria will be hosting Cameroon. They haven't lost there in 40 games. They've never lost there. 2004 was the first match that they won. You can see that Rigoberto Song is just trying to encourage these players that it's not finished yet, it's not over yet. 1-0, okay. But it's all about a mammoth task when they head to Blida for the return fixture. They've got to turn things around, and this man has got to find an answer. He's under a bit of pressure now to work his magic and show that he has the experience as a player, and he can turn that into experience as a coach. But they played the perfect game, Algeria, to be perfectly honest with you. Feghouli with a few fans as well, but the big contingent of travelling fans here in Douala has made this extra special for the Desert Foxes, with Islam Slimani showing us his finishing skills to separate these two big boys of African football. The full-time statistics, Cameroon still on top in possession. Never thought that wouldn't be the case. The 10 shots to 5, 4 on target, 2 for Algeria. They'd already done the damage by the time that Slimani had headed that ball in the first half. And 4 yellow cards to 1 for Cameroon. Algeria will be going yalla, yalla, yalla going into the return fixture. Cameroon need to work hard and get themselves back. Well, thanks very much for watching. Look forward to seeing you very soon. The next two fixtures, Ghana up against Nigeria, 8:30. On 30 minutes time, and Egypt against Senegal, following on from the Democratic Republic of Congo playing out a 1-0 draw with Morocco. Mali 0, Tunisia 1. Bye-bye.